I believe, or it was in one of my... Nope, stop. Just to fill you guys in. Okay, no, just cancel that. That's stupid. Why would I say that? Ugh. Welcome back to the show. I am the Star Wars Daddy bringing you another video today of all of my autographs and signatures that are graded in my collection, along with some miscellaneous ones that I throw in there just for fun. I'm pretty sure that at this point, I don't have anything that's off at grading that's being verified with signatures or anything like that. So I think what I have in my collection at this point is pretty much all the things I'm going to have signed. Now, there are some things that I'm bidding on here and there, like some comic books that are graded by CGC, but we'll just add those in on CAS unboxing videos that will come up into the future. And speaking of which, just in case you haven't seen the CAS unboxing videos right here, this is the most recent one that came out. Some incredible items there. You've got to check it out. We also have the June Mail Haul video. This is all the items I've added to my collection in the month of June. And there will be a July one coming up here next week. So next week, you'll see a July Mail Haul video on next Sunday. And that will have some incredible items as well. I'm looking at some of them right here in front of me. And if you haven't seen it already, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle video I did is right here. These are all the graded Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles I've got in my collection. And I've got another one coming that's to be sent off to be graded. There's one at grading now. So we'll add those in again to those future CAS unboxing videos or mail haul videos that I do. And last video I'm going to promote is right here. It's the Yoda collection video. All of the items in my collection that were Yoda that are graded. We had POC figures, PvP figures. No, not PvP. We had Little Letty figures and all kinds of other items that were Yoda. We had life-size Yodas. We had this artwork that's right up here behind me. We featured it all. So how we're going to do this video is I'm going to show you an item, and then I'm going to do a bio on that actor or actress to give a little bit of feedback and background on who this person is, because there's some people here with these items that I didn't even know who they were. And I have signatures on them, and it's graded. And so I did a little bit of research, found some quirks and some funny things or some interesting facts, and we'll put those in right after I announce what each item is, and then I'll show the item right after that. So that's pretty much going to be the framework of this entire video, so you can get to learn about all these different actors and actresses that help make these movies that we love so much. But enough of all that. Let's just get into the video. Okay, we're going to start off with a couple items that are not graded. We've got this TIE Fighter prototype signed photo by Colin Cantwell, and we're going to go over him at the very end of this video. And then over here, we've got a Beckett certified Bosk signed by Alan Harris photo. In the original Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope, Harris portrayed Leia's rebel escort as well as a rebel mechanic in the war room in a separate scene. Harris also portrayed a stormtrooper. In The Empire Strikes Back, Harris was cast as Merrill and later Bosk. Harris also played a rebel on Hoth who was told to prepare for ground assault by Carlist Riken, as well as a stormtrooper on Cloud City. Harris's only on-screen appearance in Return of the Jedi was portraying a stormtrooper again. All right, there was his bio. And then we go all the way up here to a poster signed by Ray Park. Ray Park is a Scottish actor, martial artist, and a stuntman who portrayed Darth Maul in Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and Solo, A Star Wars Story. Maul was voiced by Sam Witwer, whose lines were dubbed over Park's. Ray Park's talents as a martial artist allowed him to perform the difficult moves required by the role. I have the COA filed away, but awesome item. It's number 25 out of 2,500 that he signed. Love having that on the wall. Okay, just a couple items that are oddballs that I have in my collection. I was a big wrestling fan when I grew up, and my son was also a fan for a little while, and so this was one of his favorite figures was Daniel Bryan. Got that signed. We got Doink the Clown, who signed this one. It's an older version of the figure, but love having that signed. He's now passed. And my hero growing up was a lot of kids' heroes, Hulk Hogan, signed figure. Love this in the collection. All right, some comics real quick. We've got the Star Wars number 42. This is signed by Jeremy Bullock.
Although Bullock wore the Boba Fett costume, the voice of the character was Jason Wingreen. According to Bullock in an interview, he stumbled over Boba Fett's line from The Empire Strikes Back, where he watches a pair of stormtroopers load Han Solo onto the Slave One. Although Fett says, "Put Captain Solo in the cargo hold" on screen, Bullock recalls saying, "Put Captain Cargo in the Solo hold" during that take.
And this is the first Boba Fett cover. It's graded 7.0 by CBCS. And pretty nice item overall. Pretty good grade. Great item to have in the collection. My other Star Wars comic that's signed is Star Wars number 15. Came out in 2021, signed by Wicket, by Warwick Davis.
Davis continued the role as Wicket in the made-for-TV movies Caravan of Courage and Ewok Adventure, and Ewoks, The Battle for Endor, and had 4 brief uncredited appearances in The Phantom Menace, one as Wald, the young Rodian friend of Anakin Skywalker, the other as Weasel, one of the gamblers at the pod race. Davis also had a cameo as a Tatooine street trader and doubled Yoda in some of his walking scenes in The Phantom Menace, although Yoda was still voiced by Frank Oz.
This is the Chris Sprouse cover, 50th anniversary, variant cover, super awesome item. All right, we've got a Power of the Force signed by David Prowse, who's Darth Vader.
David Prowse was selected to play Darth Vader in Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope due to his height and girth. He would speak the lines from within the suit during filming in his Bristol accent. However, as this ultimately clashed with George Lucas's idea about Vader, James Earl Jones was dubbed over as Vader's voice, a fact unknown to Prowse at the time of filming. Prowse complains that he never got any publicity as Darth Vader. He had chosen to play Vader because he felt the villain was usually the most memorable. Prowse used to attend fan conventions and sign his autographs. David Prowse is Darth Vader. However, Prowse was banned from official Star Wars conventions such as Star Wars Weekends in Orlando by George Lucas, supposedly because of Prowse annoying him.
And this got a overall 90 by CAS. It's a 1997 Kenner Star Wars Power of the Force 2 foil label, Darth Vader, signed by Dave Prowse. Card got a 90, blister got a 90, the figure got a 95. Incredible item. Okay, this was in one of my Mail Haul monthly videos that I put out. This is signed by Ian McDermott.
McDermott portrayed Palpatine, otherwise known as Darth Sidious, in the Star Wars films. He appears in every film of the prequel trilogy, as well as in Return of the Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. He is one of the 3 actors to have appeared in all 3 Star Wars trilogies, along with Kenny Baker, who played R2-D2, and Anthony Daniels, who is C-3PO. He did not play the Emperor in the original release of The Empire Strikes Back, but was edited in for the 2004 DVD release of the original trilogy and subsequent releases.
It says, Lord Vader, can you hear me up there in the corner? And we've got an 80 plus by CAS, a 1999 Hasbro Star Wars Episode 1 with the Comtech chip, Darth Sidious. Holograph, signed by Ian McDermott. Card got an 80, blister got a 90, and the figure got a 95 for an overall 80 plus. This was also in a CAS unboxing or a monthly mail haul video, I'm not sure, but this is signed by Billy D. Williams, who's Lando.
In 1976, Billy D. Williams auditioned for the role of Han Solo during the casting of Star Wars. Although he didn't get the role, he was eventually cast as Lando Calrissian in the 2 follow-up films, The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
And this got an 80 plus by CAS. It says 1997 Kenner Star Wars, Power of the Force, freeze frame, action slide, Lando Calrissian, signed by Billy D. Williams. Card got an 80, blister got an 80, figure got a 90. And there's that little clip from the movie that's right there. There's the back. Awesome. Okay, now some items that probably have not been seen in my collection, or they're in the background at least. And we have a Bib Fortuna signed by Michael Carter.
Michael's role as Bib Fortuna came after casting director Mary Selway saw him perform on stage in the streets of London in 1981. His first transformation into Bib Fortuna took over 8 hours in the makeup chair. By the time his 5 weeks of filming were complete, makeup artist Nick Dudman had honed the time down to just under an hour. The process of removing his makeup took an additional 25 minutes.
And we've got a 90 by CAS, 1996 Kenner Star Wars, The Power of the Force, Bib Fortuna, signed by Michael Carter. Card got a 90, blister got a 90, figure got a 90. There's the back. Super awesome item. I mean, I don't know how many things people have graded that are signed by Michael Carter, but this is one of the first ones I've ever seen. All right, we now have Greedo, which was signed by Maria de Aragon.
During the production of A New Hope, the mechanism to move Greedo's mouth broke just before Greedo needed to be shot. De Aragon was then asked to put a clothespin between her teeth to move Greedo's mouth, making Greedo come to life. De Aragon claims that George Lucas practically saved her life when he saw her making odd gestures to signal that she couldn't breathe in the mask.
And here we go. We got an 85 by CAS. It's a 1996 Kenner Star Wars Power of the Force 2, Greedo Collection 1, the red card, signed by Maria de Aragon. Card got an 85, blister 85, figure 85, straight 85s. Looks nice. And these cards were perfect for signatures because they can all just go right here. And it looks awesome with these more modern card backs. All right, we've got a Biggs Darklighter signed by Garrick Hagan.
Garrick Hagan is a British-born Canadian actor who portrayed Biggs Darklighter in A New Hope. He was raised in Toronto, Canada, and is a stage, television, and film actor. He is also well known to sci-fi fans as Kai in the Doctor Who storyline The Mutants from 1972. He reappeared in Doctor Who in 2012 as Abraham in the episode A Town Called Mercy.
And we have an 85 plus by CAS, 1997 Kenner Star Wars Power of the Force freeze frame action slide, Biggs Darklighter, signed by Garrick Hagan. Card got a 90, blister got an 85, figure got a 90. There's that little freeze frame clip from the movie. There's the back. Awesome. Just got these back from CAS. This is a Weequay signed by Dickie Beer.
Dirk Johan Beer, otherwise known as Dickie Beer, worked as a stunt performer on Return of the Jedi. He portrayed 4 different roles, which were that of Barada, Sergeant Junkin, a stormtrooper, and a biker scout who was tackled by Ewoks. He also was the stunt double for Jeremy Bullock's Boba Fett, who he also played in the Ewok mockumentary later, included as an Easter egg for the 2004 original trilogy DVD releases, and also doubled Luke Skywalker in the same scene.
And we got an 85 plus by CAS, 1996 Kenner Star Wars, The Power of the Force 2, Weequay Skiff Guard, signed by Dickie Beer. Card got an 85, blister got a 90, and the figure got a 90. Look how cool this signature is right on the card right there in that green. Just pops. I mean, that is incredible. Here's the back of the card. Not much going on there, but love having this added to the collection. Another one that I just got back from CAS as well. This is your prune face, also known as Ori Marco, signed by Hugh Spite.
Hugh Spite was a puppeteer who worked on Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, although his name was misspelled as Hugh Spirit in the credits. Before working on Star Wars, he worked on The Great Muppet Caper.
And we got a 85 by CAS, 1998 Kenner Star Wars Power of the Force 2 freeze frame action slide, Ori Marco prune face, signed by Hugh Spite. And a card got an 85, blister got an 85, figure got an 85. And there's that little freeze frame as well, a little clip from the movie. I'm looking, I can barely see him. It's so small there. And I always thought that Prune Face was a bad guy. And I don't know why I thought that, just because he looked like kind of one of those Cantina aliens. He's right up here. So it's this guy right here. I think it's one on the right. This one. And yeah, there he is as a good guy in Return of the Jedi. And that was a big surprise for me. And look how this one pops too. I mean, what an incredible signature up there. Super fancy. Love it. All right. Now I've got a vintage card. It's Klaatu, signed by Corey D. Williams.
Corey D. Williams is the son of Billy D. Williams, who played Lando Calrissian in the Star Wars original trilogy. Corey played the character Klaatu during the scenes on Jabba's sail barge and also doubled for his father as Calrissian in some scenes of the 1983 film Star Wars Episode 6 Return of the Jedi.
And CAS, we got a 60, which is fine with me. There's some card damage on this one, which is the reason why. But it's a 1984 Kenner Star Wars Return of the Jedi 79 back B Klaatu, signed by Corey D. Williams. Card got a 60. That's where we get that score. Blister got an 80 and the figure 85. So everything was great except for we got some litho damage up here and a tear. Probably when someone tried to take off the sticker, they should have just left them on there. And there is a little bit of damage up here in the hang tab. I think someone pulled the hang tab off too. I don't know why someone would do that. But there's the back of the card. Looks great. And hard to see the signature, but it is there. So not the best signature here. Probably should have used a lighter marker of some sort. Or one of those metallic ones that could have gone on there. But really rare, honestly, to see a vintage card signed by somebody. Typically, most of the ones that are signed are the ones that we've seen here previously in this video, which are all those modern Power of the Force cards. Because these can be expensive to have someone sign them. All right, now we got some big boy items. Here we've got a Tessic Squid Head signed by Gerald Home.
Gerald Home was the mime artist actor of Tessic the Quarren, also known as Squidhead, and the Mon Calamari officer Varric in Star Wars Episode 6 Return of the Jedi.
And this is a custom graded item by UKG. It has the photo here that's signed, obviously, with the figure next to this photo. This is a big item, and we've got 3 of these guys to go over. So here we go. We've got a Star Wars Squidhead 1983 made in Hong Kong. Figure got a 90%. Paint got a 90%. Cape got a 90% for an overall 90% gold. There it is. We'll take a look at the back here. And not much to see on the back there. But this is an awesome item. And let's go over the other 2. Okay, we've got Chewbacca signed by Peter Mayhew.
Upon entering the office, Mayhew spotted paintings of the characters on a wall done by Ralph McQuarrie. At one end was Chewbacca with a sign that read 8 foot plus blue eyes. Having blue eyes himself, Mayhew picked Chewbacca as the character to audition. Immediately afterwards, the door to the office opened. Director George Lucas walked into the room with producer Gary Kurtz flanking him. Mayhew stood up on instinct, something he attributes to living in England. Lucas looked up, shook hands with Mayhew, turned to Kurtz and said, "I think we found him." Lucas originally had the idea of casting David Prowse, who played Darth Vader, a 6-footer, as Chewbacca, but in a show of irony, Prowse chose to be Darth Vader because he didn't want to be a masked character.
And here we go. Let's take a look at this grade. We got an 85% by UKG. Star Wars Chewbacca 1977. It's a no COO version. Figure got an 85%. Paint got a 90% for an overall 85%. Here's the back. There is the certificate of authenticity. Here's the back of the figure. Hard to kind of see there, but love how these are displayed. I mean, what a great display piece. It's awesome. Okay, this is one of my prized possessions in the collection. It is an Emperor's Royal Guard signed by Quentin Pierre.
Quentin Pierre played Sergeant Isdam Edian in Star Wars Episode 5 The Empire Strikes Back and was a stand-in for Billy D. Williams in Star Wars Episode 6 Return of the Jedi. He is also listed on a call sheet as a stand-in Y-Wing pilot for Return of the Jedi.
And let's take a look at this. We've got a UKG 90%. It's Star Wars Emperor's Royal Guard 1983, made in Taiwan. The figure got a 90%. The paint got a 90%. The cape got a 90% for an overall 90% gold. Look at that signature on there. And there's that certificate of authenticity. And there's the back. But incredible item. And here is a gigantic item. This one's going to be a hard one to go over. It's the Imperial TIE Fighter, signed by Colin Cantwell.
Colin Cantwell was a concept artist who designed many prototypes of the spacecrafts used for Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope.
And here we go. There's the grade. It's a CAS 85 plus for this sealed boxed item. A 2020 Hasbro Star Wars Walmart exclusive Imperial TIE Fighter, signed by Colin Cantwell. 89.1 overall, almost a 90 on this box. It's pretty much perfect. It's a vintage collection there. And I mean, I don't know what else to see on this thing. It's a giant box. I got this from the action figure grader, as well as a bunch of the other signed items that we saw before. The Bib Fortuna, the Greedo, the Biggs, and I think there was one other one that he sold me as well. So a lot of these items I got from the action figure grader, John. Thanks a lot, my man. You helped to fill up some of my collection here with some pretty nice items. And that is it. Okay, we did it. Those are all of the items. I think there was like 24 items or 25 signatures that were in my collection. I lost count. Who knows? I tried to pound through them as quickly as I could to give all those bios and information and to give some interesting facts. And so hopefully this video was beneficial for you. You get to see some more stuff that's in my collection. You get to learn about some of these people that helped shape and make the most amazing movies that have ever been released. The number of subscribers is up here. We're almost to our goal. We were at 490, then it bumped down a little bit, and then it came back up. So some people must not have liked some of the videos, or I said something controversial that made people leave. I can't imagine that that's the case because I don't really say anything controversial on this YouTube account. Again, some of those upcoming videos, we've got the July mail haul video that's going to be made over the next week. It'll be released next Sunday. Don't forget to watch the eBay listing videos. Those come out every Wednesday. Those are from all my eBay listings that go up for sale and are sold on Sundays. It takes me a few days to release those videos. Comes out on Wednesdays. And this was the most recent, number 32 right here. And those come out every single week as well. If you're wondering about this eBay thing I'm announcing, make sure to go down into the description of this video. You'll see links for all of my socials and my eBay account. That is the best way to find some additional content and to be able to buy some items from me and get shout outs in those videos. And then upcoming, we're gonna have another CAS unboxing video. It'll be out in 2 Sundays from this video, and it's one that I forgot I recorded. So as I was making another CAS unboxing video, which we talked about at the beginning of this video, I realized, oh my gosh, I filmed this entire video and never released it. So that'll have a bunch of awesome items in it as well, and that'll come out in 2 weeks. If you could, before you go anywhere, and if you're still watching at this point, I really appreciate it, but if you could hit that like, subscribe, and the bell notification, I would really appreciate it. That helps bring other people that have not found me to me. It helps build this channel and our community, and I really appreciate all of the support. And until the next time, who's your daddy?